Hey, Global Inspiration Nation. Addiction, meditation.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Way to be interrupted. Okay, addiction. Whoop, do over. Addiction, meditation, NLP. Those are the answers you seek. Hi, I'm Mr. Michael Adams, and this is Keep Inspiration Alive. Welcome back. Today we're talking about addiction, NLP, and meditation. So this is going to be part two. I did a video the other day, and I ended up coughing, put it on mute, and I thought I took it off mute, but apparently I didn't. So I got about 5 to 6 minutes into it before it was just completely mute, and it was just me talking, and there's no sound whatsoever. So anyways, we're going to go into it. We're going to dive into it again. We're going to do the part two of this, and we're going to talk about, meditation. So with the process of meditation, meditation is the answer that I'm always going to give. I'm always going to lean on that. But also, as I've gone through the journey, I've come to learn that NLP is a phenomenal way to go about it as well. It's probably a quicker path. Meditation. So I'd like to explain my journey, and when moving forward, when I'm helping people with addiction recovery, like being in recovery, people that are gung-ho, creating a business, really wanting to spark change in the planet and in the world. Okay, so who I am, I'm Mr. Michael Adams. Why I'm here? Well, I'm documenting my journey right now, as I'm a writer. Okay, so I'm a writer. I write a lot of blogs over on the platform Medium, and I also write some blogs on my website at keepinspirationalive.com, keepinspirationalive.com. And I'm also learning the ropes of what coaching is all about, because I want to help other people. Okay. Now, my past story is I'm a former addict of heroin, methamphetamines, cocaine, pharmaceuticals, also antidepressants, whole cocktail of those. Let's see here, fentanyl, Oxycontin, a whole bunch of different stuff, right? And I was able to get off these drugs on my own. I did it all cold turkey. I went down the path of NA. Didn't work for me. It works for a lot of people. I grasped that, but it wasn't my thing. It didn't resonate with me for some reason. The whole admitting that I am an addict, like I'm Michael Adams and I am an addict, that didn't really resonate with me, because I am are the two most powerful words in the human language, entire human language. Doesn't matter what dialect you speak, what language you speak, it's all the same. Anything that we put after I am becomes your reality. So I was aware of that, and it didn't really resonate with me, because it's like, I don't want to say that I'm an addict, because I am past that. And NLP kind of goes into this as well, I believe. So, okay, so let me just dive into this. So that's who I am. That's why I'm here, to help guide people through this. I like to guide people, share my experiences in order to help bring that to life to other people. Because when it comes to people's like realm, seeing that like someone else did it, and they're like, oh wow, it means that they can do it. And absolutely you can. And so here we go. I'm Michael Adams. That's who I am. Why I'm here. I'm here to share my story in order to inspire you guys to get to the next level. I'm also a writer and training and to become a coach to help. All right. And so now meditation. Now going through the journey, meditation was like something like deeply ingrained into me. Like I just knew for some reason. I did a lot of studying on just a whole bunch of events while I was in like my rock bottom, like hitting my rock bottom, near death's door. Woke up in a pool of my own blood at one point, broke my nose, and realized I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Okay. And so I changed my ways. I'm like, hey, I got to change. All right. And like during the timeline leading up to that, I recognized that meditation is a powerful thing. So anyone that we look at upon history, it doesn't matter like what timeline of history, be 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 500 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years, it doesn't matter. Like everyone that I came in contact with, that I was like researching, the people that I was like touching as far as the researching and looking into them, like what makes them so special, I started to like recognize patterns. I was really good at recognizing patterns. I am good at recognizing patterns. And the pattern I started to recognize was all these people's singularity that they had in common was meditation. So I knew that there was something to meditation. Okay. And I didn't really know what meditation was. I didn't know how to do meditation or any of these things. But through this journey, I discovered, like, as I started learning the meditation techniques, I started to realize, wait a minute, I kind of was meditating as I would just sit there. I was doing a level, a very low level of meditation where I just kind of sit there and zone out and just like in my darkest moments, trying to figure out like, how did my life get to this point? Right. And but I'd sit in like really like stillness for like hours upon just like hours, just sitting there. And I'd sit with the lights out, became like a hermit, stayed at home, really trying to figure out like how to get off these narcotics. And I did a lot of work looking at my life, looking at a lot of different aspects, looking at where I want to go, what it was I want to do, and a lot of different dynamics. And through that, I was able to get off the narcotics on my own. I went down the path of um, the methadone clinics. That didn't work for me. That didn't sit well with me because I was like looking at that and like all these people like, how long you been on this stuff for? Oh, like 10 years. 10 years? Oh, no. This is like ridiculous. Like, I don't, this just looks like another form of addiction. And a lot of people are abusing the system. They were like figuring out loopholes. And so I just kind of like saw like the mess of it, like the dark side of it, and I was just like, that's not for me. There's got to be a quicker way to do this. And so I just made a decision. And like it was like through a chain of events that, I was going through and doing a lot of self-reflecting, self-realization, just looking inwards, like for my own answers. And I ended up doing it. And then and it wasn't just, I just did it because that's a really hard pill to swallow. That was something that I didn't even really like when people would tell me like that. You just do it. Well, you do what? If I knew how to do it, I would just do it. And so I like to go into a little bit deeper dive into like how I just did it. And so it's like, it was really about sitting through it was first off setting the intention, right? And so, and then, and then sitting with myself and going through the process, making the decision and actually following through with it. And sitting in meditation, sitting in stillness, going through it, realizing that like this timeline's going to pass. Like I just got to get through this like little tough spot and like looking at it as a time clock. The further I go in the time clock, the better it's going to be. Right. And now let's get into the NLP aspect. So I have done a few NLP techniques where timeline therapy is definitely something that I would recommend for other people to do. Timeline therapy, there's something NLP, there's something called timeline therapy, there's something called TRP, and there's another thing called mental and emotional release. This is what I'm going through right now. I was gifted a program, which by the way, thank you. I'm going through the 12-week process of it with Daniel Mendoza. And if he's watching, hi. And so I've gone through these a couple times in different variations, and this is definitely a tool to use that could quicken the path. Now, I speak about this, but I also want to share with you that like people that I talk with and help, my answer is always meditation. Like regardless what it is that I'm helping or coaching you with, it will always, always, always be meditation because you have the answers within you and you can do it. So you've heard my story, right? So I've gone deeper into the story, so make it relatable that I'm human, I'm one of you, right? And I've gotten through it. So I'm the one that's gotten through to the other side of this. And so look upon this for inspiration. So guiding you through, look for that through inspiration that like someone's done it, carved out a path already, right? Now, so my answer to people is always meditation. No one's broken. No one needs to be fixed. We all have the solutions within us. That is proof for me. Remember, NA, AA didn't work, but through the process of like meditation, I came to like diving really deep within myself. I started asking people later, like, what are the 12 steps? And people would like tell me what the 12 steps were. I'm like, okay, well, I already done that. Oh, yeah, I already done that. Oh, I've already done that. The answers are already within us. We don't need outside circumstances to like help us, but we need guided sometimes in order to like get to the next level. Now that could be like a path that could be taken. It wasn't for me, but like through that, I diving inwards in meditation, I was able to like come to my own answers, which ironically were the very similar things that the 12 steps were. It's just going inwards. And I discovered that on my own. So cutting off all the narcotics on my own, going through like what it was, because I started to recognize like, wait a minute, there's things that keep bubbling up because for some reason addiction keeps coming back into my system. And like, I need to expel this. Like, what is it that I need to do? Setting the intention, right? Set the intention. And So it was like intention setting is very important. When we set the intention and we go inwards, answers bubble up. And what was bubbling up were a lot of unresolved issues. So within that, my answer is always, always, always going to be meditation. I don't care what it is you're going through, meditation. You have your own answers within you to guide you through the meditation process that you can do it on your own. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now we're going to go into NLP. So now we got through the meditation aspect. Now NLP is just something that's like probably like a lot quicker to do. Meditation's good because it settles the body, the nervous system, and all that. Now I've done the timeline therapy, and I've done timeline therapy, and I've done the So I've done the NLPs. I've done like the processes of NLPs. And as I'm reading this book, so I'm going through a 12-week program right now for this. It's the mental and emotional release, which I was gifted. This thing's worth like thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't even know like what the price, what the value of this is. I just know it's like in the $1,000. I was like very blessed to be able to be gifted a program to be able to help to knock out some more unresolved issues. One of the unresolved issues, or one of the like the unresolved blocks. There you go. Blocks, I would say, would be, and this is really my final one, that knocking out as far as the unresolved issues. And these are blocks that I have within myself. And it's really like financial, like selling, doing anything that revolves around business. I've been striving for business and really struggling with it ever since. The business is you. The business, the overall understanding of what a business is. Again, this is something I like to teach people and give them the framework to understand that you are the business. Like the concept of it is very easy. It's you. You are the business. It's you. It's nothing more, nothing less. And so when I try to inspire people like yourself to like understand that you are the business. That's something to look forward to when you get off drugs, when you get off, not even drugs, when you get away from your addictions. Because again, remember, addiction can be like a whole array of things. You know, I've talked about things like pornography, social media, TV. It could be like eating. It could be not eating. There's so many different addictions out there. And I've struggled with most of them, gambling, whole bunch of them. So you know what it is, sex addiction. There's a whole array of addictions going on, right? But you know what it is, and you can get away from it. So bear with me as I kind of gather my thoughts, kind of get back on track. So with the NLP process, so this kind of helps like obliterate them, like it's the weirdest thing. Okay. And so with the, I know that the block that I'm currently carrying, I'm really excited as I start the program tomorrow. I go through a breakthrough session. I did a pre-breakthrough session today, kind of setting up for it for tomorrow and possibly the next day, depending on how it goes. And then we're going to go into like a whole 12-week array of it. And this was, I'm going to get into it later, but from the Connected Soul Network. That I'm going to be interviewed on Saturday. There was someone in that network that introduced me to someone, and I was gifted this thing, and it was just, thank you. It's like what I need. And so, okay, now, the correlation with recovery of addiction and NLP and these things is it takes it out of your system like almost immediately. Well, it is instantaneous. It's when we allow to release these blocks that we carry, they just kind of like they just obliterate. They just obliterate. It's the weirdest thing. And so like how I try to explain this to people is like, you're still aware of these, like the things like, could be like traumas that we've experienced, but like, you're aware that they're like, it was like, you don't forget about it. It's just the best way that I can explain it. It's like, those things that we're grasping onto so tight, like even with like PTSD, traumas, let's see what else. Could be like even like migraines that we get, or we could have like allergies to something. Like these things are all like within the subconscious. We can obliterate them just like that. Just boom, done. It's the moment, as quick as they come on, trauma comes on, trauma can be taken off just like that. And it's really, really phenomenal. And these blocks can be taken out just like that. So I've done the timeline therapy before, and I knocked out a huge trauma. It was like, what the heck did you just do to me? All right. And then I did something called TRP, which is a combination of timeline therapy and a little different dynamic of NLP. And it was like, boom, knocked something out of that. And so I've done, and then I've done two smaller sessions of the MER, which is called mental and emotional release. And it's just like gone. It's just, wow, like what happened to that? That was weird. It's so cool. It's like the coolest thing ever. And I recommend people that are in recovery of addiction to look into these dynamics because it is something that is just so like wonderful and it's truly amazing. And so what ends up happening is like a timeline. You kind of like look at it. You kind of go back to I can't really explain the whole process just because I don't really I don't know how to explain the whole process. There's like there's a bit to it. There's a process to it. And, I don't know if I can remember the whole thing to explain it accurately, but the fundamental of it is like, you go back to like the very first thing that may have happened to your life revolving around that. And when you like start to recognize that and you clear that up, it's like, it knocks out the entire rest of your timeline. So it's not like going back to individual ones like counseling, like therapy, where you got to like keep talking about your traumas and getting re-traumatized or like getting these like triggers for like addiction and which makes you like starting to want to go back. So now you're talking about the addictions, you're talking about the drugs, you're talking about your experiences, and it's triggering things to like, now I need to go back. I think my personal take on NA, that's why I kind of believe it's flawed. It works for people, but that's just my own perception of it, And like NLP, timeline therapy, TRP, all these things, mental and emotional release, these things are like phenomenal. I still recommend meditation, like always, 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 always. But this is another thing that's really like just wow. And so that's really like my story. And so I want to share as I build this coaching business, as I learn to like lean into that dynamic. That's another thing I'm kind of like blocked on, is to like really create a business to help people to move forward. That's what I want to do. That's what I feel like a higher calling to do, is to help people around the world. I feel like that was like my God ordained to me. There's a whole story on that. I won't go into that. Like, that's what higher power, God, universe, whatever you want to call it. I call it God. I call it the universe. I call it a lot of different things as well. But I really do feel like that is a calling for me to help other people, as I'm a miracle. I am a miracle for getting off all these things and being able to do it on my own and not really, and trying to like figure out how I kind of did it. And the processes I've kind of done it, the more I look into NLP, I started to recognize, wait a minute, I was doing NLP before I even knew NLP. Again, meditation. All your answers reside within meditation. I don't care what you're doing. Pharmaceuticals as well. Got off pharmaceuticals. This is my story, disclaimer. But meditation for me, I was able to get off pharmaceuticals, cold turkey, drugs, cold turkey. Like I just did it. So disclaimer, because I don't want to put anything out there that's going to always talk to your doctor, doctor or physician first. Always. I just got to throw out that disclaimer. But my story was, I just jumped right in and did it, set the intention, and move forward. Now, with that said, I am going to be interviewed on 11/11. So again, as I mentioned earlier, the Connected Soul Network. Go check us out. It's with Jennifer Hart. Jennifer Hart. Her last name Hart, spelled HART. HART, Jennifer Hart. You can go to her website as well. She's running a special right now. And there's like all these like amazing coaches and healers and counseling people and just like a whole bunch of things. It's like revolves. It's like woo. It's kind of like woo spirituality. So if you're into like woo spirituality and you're going down a personal development path, personal growth path, spiritual growth path, looking to like really step into your most authentic self, really like letting go of being seen, like having a fear revolving around that and letting go to like your authentic self, then this is for you. This would be for you. And I hope that you will join us. It will be on the Connected Soul Network in Facebook. And it will also be on her Facebook page. And it will probably be even streaming on YouTube with the Connected Soul Network. Either the Connected Soul Network or Jennifer Hart. I forget. I think it's the Connected Soul Network. She's also on Instagram. I don't think he'll be streaming there though. Anyways, so I hope to see you there. I will be on. It's going to be like a event, like a whole day event from like I think it's like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. At 11 o'clock, they are doing like a ritual celebration. She said to bring a donut, a jelly-filled donut. If you don't have a jelly-filled donut, then just try to get like whole donut. They're going to do something amazing. I don't even know what they're going to do yet. So it's just really phenomenal. These people are like truly amazing. This is about like network community, and oh my God, I can go on forever. Like how much I love this community, and I'm just so grateful to be part of that community and to be interviewed and to be a part of that, her 1 year celebration anniversary for her business. I'm just truly honored, and I hope that you will join us again. 11/11. It'll be this Saturday, November 11th, 11/11 portal. Again, this is people that are on the spiritual path, kind of woo woo. Very woo-woo, not kind of, very woo-woo spirituality. And I love it. It's if you're into that stuff, then you will more than likely find your home there. And it's just a network that we can network together with. And it's just a trustworthy, fun, playful, fun environment. So anyways, I hope to see you there. And she's also running specials right now for the event where they're doing a raffle. They're going to be giving away a whole bunch of different prizes, like 22 different prizes, if I remember correctly. And they, I think I heard like one of like there's like a wide range, like some of them going up to like $1,800 for free just for attending and showing up. I think she's giving a discount for her thing, but she's doing an open house for the network from November 1st, which is already, happened all the way through November 16th, I believe. So free open house for you to come check it out. I recommend it. And if you do end up like checking it out, like let them know I sent you. I'm curious, like if you'd be interested in going and who all shows up and who all like, got inspired by here. So, let her know that Mr. Michael Adams from Keep Inspiration Alive sent you, and that'd be awesome. All right. With that said, I'm going to end it here. I'm Mr. Michael Adams, and this is Keep Inspiration Alive. Until next time, everybody, toodaloo.